Okay, in today's class, we are going to be talking about evaluating some questions on alpha and beta. This is under polynomials. Okay, let's start with this first example. The first thing you are going to learn in alpha and beta evaluation is to know how to identify the coefficients of the equation. This is the general quadratic equation representation, showing us that the coefficient of x squared is a, the coefficient of x is b, the coefficient of the constant is c. Then by identification in this equation, we already know that a here is 2, b here is -6. Are you seeing it now? -6, and c here is what? -8 sharp. Okay, for you to evaluate any problem under alpha and beta, there is two compulsory things that one have to know. The first one is the sum, and the second one is the what? Product. By proof, we know that sum is adding the two roots, and the formula is -b all over what? A. So if we have our b to be -6, and we have to plug it in here, we have -6, right? All over what? 2. Our minus times minus, it will now be what? 3. Secondly, we can evaluate the product of alpha beta. The product of alpha beta is c all over a, right? Then, according to the equation, c is what? And a is what? Finally, -8 divided by 2 is what? -4. With this, the university can ask you series of questions. Questions like, let me start from the preliminary. Okay, I. You have this type of question, 1 all over alpha plus 1 all over beta. They can ask you if the equation is having a root of alpha and beta, you should evaluate 1 all over alpha plus 1 all over beta. In this case, because it's a fraction being separated by addition, are you with me? Yes. Remember the trick I taught you? The denominator or the LCM is alpha beta. Are you with me? Yes. So you put plus, which is the separating sign here. By LCM, you do this times this and this times this. Are we together? Yes. Beta times 1 is what? Alpha times 1 is what? So finally, what am I having? Alpha plus beta all over alpha what? Do we know alpha plus beta? Yes. What is the value? 3. Do we know alpha beta? Yes. What is the value? -4. So finally, the answer is what? -3 over what? 4. Do you understand? Another thing that will ask you is question that look like this: alpha squared plus beta squared. This is given by the identity of alpha plus beta all squared minus 2 alpha beta. Alpha plus beta all squared minus 2 alpha what? So if they tell you to evaluate this, the formula is sum squared minus 2 alpha beta. We know the sum. What is the sum? 3. All what? Squared. -2, right? Yes. We know the product. What is the product? -4. -4. So finally, it will be 3 squared is what? 9. Plus what? 8. Finally, will give us what? 17. Then another question they will ask you in this case is question that look like this: 1 all over alpha squared beta, alpha beta squared plus 1 all over alpha squared beta. For you to evaluate this, one, will be forced to find the LCM. The LCM of this type of expression is alpha squared beta squared. I'm trying to join so many identities together so that you will not read much. Well, listen. This divided by this. Remember, one alpha will remain. Is it not true? Yes, sir. Alpha times 1 will give us what? Alpha plus. This divided by this. 1 beta will remain. Are you there? Beta times 1 will give us what? Beta. According to the law of indices, we know that the denominator is alpha squared beta squared, right? Which is the same thing with alpha beta all squared. Do you understand? So let's put in our value. The sum here is what? 3 all over. The product is what? Minus 4 all squared. Can we get our final answer now? So that we have here to be 3 all over. 4 squared is what? 16. Another way that we ask you a question like this on alpha beta is alpha squared minus beta squared. Alpha squared minus beta squared is given by a formula alpha plus beta all squared minus 4 alpha beta. This is the general formula. So for you to evaluate this, I already know the sum and I already know the what? Product. The sum is what? 3 all squared minus 4. The product is what? Minus 4, right? So that I will have this is 9. Then plus minus 4 times minus 4 is what? Plus 16, right? So finally 16 plus 25. Okay, please, there is a mistake here. Sorry. Okay, the correct identity is alpha minus beta all squared. So this that have this identity. So when you have 9 plus 16 is what? 25. Okay. So number 8, if they want to trick you the way they did in the last year exam by telling you to find alpha minus beta, you see the difference between this one and this one? This one there is squared, but this one there is no what? Squared. Anytime you have something, you have a squared, to eliminate it you have the square root of that thing. Is it not true? So that simply means if I have this, if I want to find this now, for instance, for me to evaluate this, I will have the original formula, which is number 8, alpha minus beta all squared equal to alpha plus beta all squared minus 4 alpha beta. Okay? So if I take the square root of this side, okay, this square will go. It will be alpha minus beta equal to plus and minus square root of, what is it? Alpha plus beta all squared minus 4 alpha beta. We have evaluated this before and we got 25, right? So plugging the value alpha minus beta is equal to plus and minus square root of what? 25. So that we have alpha minus beta to be equal to plus and minus square root of 25 is what? 5. Another complex thing they will tell you to find under alpha beta is alpha cube plus beta cube, which is given by a formula alpha plus beta all cube minus 3 alpha beta multiplied by alpha plus beta. Do you understand? So when you plug in the value, this is the formula of, according to identity of alpha and beta, that you need to have saved in your brain, that we use in evaluating alpha cube plus what? Beta cube. If you observe now, I just brought this thing out from my save. Are you there? So you are meant to see this formula, save it, so that if they ask you this question with this formula and you know the sum and the product, you evaluate the answer. Are we together? If you see, we have the sum to be 3 and the product to be what? Minus 4. So substituting it into that equation, and we have that this one is 3, right? All cube minus 3. What is the product? Minus 4. What is this sum? 3. Can I plug in the values now? I'll have here to be 27, right? Minus 3 times minus 4 is plus 12, right? 12 times 3 is what? 36. So 27 plus 36 is what? 63. 63. Another way to write, which is one I will allow you to find, is alpha cube minus beta cube. So feel free to try this. Thank you for watching this video. Yes.